Hey there. Thanks for joining us and listening to our Be Encouraged moments. Today I want to talk to you about starfish. I love starfish. The ocean. It just reminds me of the ocean, of course, because that's where they come from. And when I was a little girl, my family, we used to always go to Cape Cod. And I think that's still one of my favorite places to visit. The ocean and the beach just reminds me of so much. As kids, we would make these sand castles, and I'm sure you've done that with your kids. Just the sound of the waves crashing in on the beach.
Calming sound.
Very calming, and it's peaceful. And I remember picking up these rocks that were smooth and maybe odd shaped, and their colors were just beautiful. And then, of course, there's shells and pieces of shells, and I used to get buckets of them and put them in our car to go home, and then all of a sudden we'd start smelling things because I didn't rinse them off or anything, and then we'd realize, And I remember one time I got a starfish and I put it in there, and it died, and it just stunk really, really bad. But that's not what I'm going after here. Anyways, the beach just brings so many good memories, just putting our feet into the warm sand and just letting the sand kind of trickle through our fingers. It's an amazing thing.
Just thinking about the ocean makes you smile.
Oh, I know. The fresh air and the walks on the beach, it's great. But this does remind me of a little story that is called The Star Thrower, and it's written by a Loren Eiseley. I think that's how you say her name. I want to read that to you. Once upon a time, there was an old man who used to go to the ocean to do his writing. He had a habit of walking on the beach every morning before he began his work. Early one day, he was walking along the shore after a big storm had passed, and he found a vast beach littered with starfish as far as the eye could see, reaching in both directions. Off in the distance, a man noticed a small girl approaching. As the girl walked, he paused every so often, and as he grew closer, the man could see that she was occasionally bending down to pick up an object and throw it into the sea. The girl came closer still, and the man called out, "Good morning! May I ask what it is that you are doing?" The young girl paused, looked up, and replied, "Throwing starfish into the ocean. The tide had washed them up and onto the beach, and they can't return to the sea by themselves," the youth replied. "When the sun gets high, they will die unless I throw them back into the water." The old man replied, "But there must be tens of thousands of starfish on this beach. I'm afraid you won't really be able to make much of a difference." The girl bent down, picked up yet another starfish, and threw it as far as she could into the ocean. Then she turned and smiled and said, "It made a difference to that one."
Wow.
That's an amazing story, and I just wanted to read that to you because that's why we're here. We do these YouTube videos, Larissa and I, so that we can make a difference in your life. We want to encourage you in ways that maybe we've lived out and that we've overcome through the love of Jesus. We want to love you back one person at a time. In fact, I have this little starfish pin that I put on here to remind me of that whole story and our focus and what we're here to do. And we are supposed to make a difference to people. Not everyone. We can't reach everyone, but we can reach one person at a time. Again, we can't make a difference to everyone, but it's worth our effort and what we do to try and make a difference to one person. Love that person a little bit more so that it won't die.
Absolutely.
We all can be a star thrower just like that little girl was. We can share our personal stories with people, with a person that you meet. It might even be a total stranger that you meet at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or wherever you go get your coffee. And you could see that they're down, and you just start chatting, start talking, and start sharing your life and your experiences and how God has helped you. Give of our time and be fully present to that person. I know that's important to both Larissa and I. We can love and accept people exactly where they are because that's what God did for us. He accepted us right where we were. And we can encourage people to take one step closer to Christ as we share and as we encourage. I'd love to know how you can encourage and inspire others to make a difference in their life, one person at a time. Be encouraged and remember that we have the power to give back life. Thank you for joining us for our Be Encouraged moments.